can film this with one hand. I want to do one more before I am done for the evening. So, anyways, here is my Sterilite container that actually fits almost exactly an imperial gallon, which of course is what, 4.5 liters, which is what the Lifetime stuff is done with because, you know, Canadians and their silly imaginary things. But anyways, so it works out nicely for the mixing thing. And also I can seal it up because obviously you want to seal this away from the air. Why? Because it's an oxidizing solution. And so what does it do in the presence of air? It oxidizes. Anyway, so I can mix this up and then I can pour it into this paint cup here, which right now doesn't have very much in it. Well, I've discovered this actually works pretty well. I can do just the brushes now. I keep the towel nearby just to wipe up if I start to do any splatters or I have something running. But actually, we've got a little spot right there. You can see, and there's nothing here. I can pick that up. But anyways, I can take the brush, put it in the paint cup, and then, you know, I get a little bit of this stuff, and then just basically slap them back and forth between the two sides lightly, and that seems to get most of the drips off. And then you can come here, and yeah, obviously this is just a touch up for little spots that I clearly missed. One thing's now, on the Lifetime package it says, do not get on vinyl or metal or anything at all, or breathe near it, or I don't know. Anyways, it's an oxidizing solution. It's a very, very slightly acidic solution. I mean, like vinegar, less than vinegar, probably a little bit acidic. It's not, I wouldn't advise drinking it. I don't know that it would kill you. Probably would taste really horrible given the smell. But it's not toxic or anything like that. And despite their warnings about it staining glass or vinyl, and I think that's entirely possible if you just left it on there, and, you know, because I've gotten tired of removing faceplates and finding out what's beneath them, I could do like that, and it's just splattered all over there. This is way out of focus. There we go. And I can just wipe that off real quick. Here, I mean, got this cloth, which has, you know, obviously gotten a little, and I mean, you can see from the cloth, it does stain. If you get on your clothes, you're going to want to wash your clothes right away. But as far as if you get on that, if you get on something else that already has a finish on it, like the floor here, if you get on porcelain, metal, anything that you get this on aside from wood that is absolutely completely clear of anything and everything else, you can just wipe it right off. So for people like me who kind of aren't that good at this kind of thing, well, I just made that worse, I'll get here in a minute, and aren't the best painters in the world, this is actually a really great finish. It is incredibly forgiving once you're applying it. It's not very forgiving when it comes to other substances. Like I said, if you have any sticky residue, things that you should remove anyways if you're dealing with paint. But if you have any of the, you know, just the different points, I mean, there you can see on the door where the wood filler is. And I'm still back and forth. I'm probably just going to leave this. I'm not going to mess with it on the door. Anything like that, there's something else going on with the wood here. I don't know what that is. That it just took differently or didn't take. Sap is another thing that can repel it. So it is very easy to have that kind of stuff. But the other thing is, for the most part, if as you're going, you can notice that stuff. Generally, I've found. I mean, it tends to stand out. So it's pretty easy to notice where you're going to have something like that. I forgot, I got to completely redo this piece because I sanded that off. And then you just hit it with a nice, easy little sander like I have and reapply. And I did discover with this stuff, I can go 2 or 3 days between applications, and where it overlaps, I'm not seeing any kind of extra darkening or anything as a result. As I found here in the kitchen, I mean, you see right down there under the door, under the window, I stopped there like several days ago and then started up again almost 2 or 3 days after that, and you can't see any clear demarcation between the two places. So I think outside this is a little more issue where it's already had the chance to weather and whatnot. But it's the other thing with that is, because of that, you can go back and you can find these spots that you missed, and you can do a nice little touch-up reapplication. That is, actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure that might be caulk or something in there. Yes, that's right, Nick. And what's her name? What is that person's name? Gosh darn it! It's Jan, Jamie, Jessica, Nick and Jessica. If you're watching this, yes, I said caulk. So there you go. Good times.